if we're going to meet death well, from a soul place, we need a story. We need a story about what happens to our soul as and after it leaves our body. And we all have different spiritual values, so people will resonate with different stories. And I want to share one here today from Martin Prechtel in his book, Long Life, Honey in the Heart. I really just started reading it. I'm on page 7. And anyone who's studied with me or taken particularly my Soul's Journey class knows the roots of this story and how deeply it impacts my work. It's exciting to find the source, really, of it. I hadn't found it this way before. And Prechtel lived for many years and studied and practiced with the indigenous people in Guatemala on Lago Atitlan. So he says, the Sutuhil, and he writes it in the past tense, but I'm reading it in the present tense because I think it rings more that way. He says, the Sutuhil believe that the dead row themselves to the other world in a canoe made of our tears with oars made of delicious old songs. Our grief energizes the soul of the deceased so that it can arrive intact on the beach of stars where the dead go on the other side of the ocean. On this beach of stars, our dead are well received by the last happy ancestor and then initiated further in that world into the next layer of life. After 400 days of initiation, these dead then graduate to the status of ancestors, and in their new form, they help us here in this world when they ritually feed our souls from that world, just as we, living here, feed the beings we've left behind in previous layers of life. He's really writing about all this in the context of initiation and rites of passage, and how rites of passage move us from one status in the culture to the next, from child to adolescent, adolescent to adult, and in this case, from living person to ancestor, and how there continues to be a reciprocal relationship. We don't disappear when we die. We don't exit the community. We move into a different position, and we have a different role and a different relationship, but we're still in relationship and we still have a role. The story is incredibly moving to me, and I'm so grateful to Martine for sharing it and for how it touches into so many other cultural understandings of death as a voyage across water, and of us going to the same place where everyone else before us who's died has gone. So I hope it's as valuable for you as it is for me.